Shall we pray? Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliament for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matter that shall come under our deliberation in so just a faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you've committed to our charge. Amen. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
We move to the next order.
Order number 3, messages.
There are no messages. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
There are no petitions. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
There are no papers to be laid. Let's go to the next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
No statement.
Order number 8, motion.
Honorable members, we have a motion by Honorable Elijah Murage, Chairperson, Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs. The motion that this House adopts the report of the Joint Committee on Labor, Gender, Youth and Social Welfare and Justice and Legal Affairs on the inquiry into the alleged irregular termination of the employment of the 24 county executive officers in the county government of Nakuru, as laid on the table of this Honorable House today in the morning sitting. Honorable Elijah Murage.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Elijah Murage, Chairperson, Committee on Legal and Justice. Honorable Speaker, we feel greatly privileged and honored beyond measure to place before this House the report of the Joint Committee on Labor, Gender, Social Services, and Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, inquiring on the irregular termination of employment of 24 officers by the county executive. Mr. Speaker, we want to state without any fear of contradiction that this is a report product of painstaking and selfless efforts expanded by members of the joint committees. The honorable members responded to their calling in public service in a quite remarkable way. The zeal and passion exhibited by the members was a clear demonstration of their commitment to the oversight role and the governance principles enshrined in the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee adopted the procedures regulating the conduct of assembly committees as provided for in our standing orders. We were all at times guided by the Constitution in the course of our investigation and also made copious references to the County Government Act 2012, the County Assembly's Powers and Privilege Act 2012, the Public Procurement Act 2015, the Fair Administration Action Act 2015, the County Assembly of Nakuru Standing Orders, among other enabling rules. Mr. Speaker, I'll go to the membership of our committees. The Labour Committee has a composition of 21 members, and then the Jailer Committee has 21 members, and I think members are following the report in our in our gadgets. Mr. Speaker, you gave us a timeline from 7th October 2025 to 4th November 2025, and we strictly followed the legal basis. Number one, the committee's inquiry is anchored in Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya, which empowers county assembly to exercise oversight over county executive organs. Number two, Section 81B of the County Government Act, which mandates county assembly to perform oversight on the actions of the county executive. Number three, the Standing Orders 185 of the County Assembly of Nakuru, which provides establishment and function of joint committees where a matter falls under the purview of more than one committee. Mr. Speaker, I'll go direct to the submission. Members can follow the methodologies. That is page 7, but I'll go straight to the submission by evidence by witness. Honorable Speaker, in undertaking the inquiry, the committee invited several witnesses to make submissions and adduce evidence on the matter. This section of the report contains a summary of their overall and written submission, evidence, and committee observation. We'll go to 3.1, still in page 8. Another submission by the 24 officers, where here read to us the petitioners. The 24 staff working with the county executive petitioned the county assembly on the irregular termination from employment. They appeared before the committee on 14th October 2025 to make their submission and adduce evidence on the matter before the committee. They informed the committees as follows: that they were employed on 20th January 2014 through the office of the county secretary as part of cohort of 30 clerical officers. They were placed in various job groups, that is C, D, E, and F respectively. That following their initial employment, they were issued with deployment letters on different dates to different departments and ensure cohort, and the entire cohort was confirmed on permanent and pensionable terms on 12th May 2015. That over the years, a number of officers in the cohort had been promoted, some twice, others once, while the others remained in the same job groups since 2014. That out of the original cohort, 2 officers had since retired, 2 had been seconded to the national government, 2 had transferred their services to other counties, and remaining 24, where the affected officers were employed, was terminated on 31st July 2015. Mr. Speaker, 2025, that the matter leading to their termination arose from a promotion request initiated by the Department of Public Service Management, PSTD, to the County Public Service Board as part of their process. They were subjected to a suitability test, which was duly conducted. However, shortly thereafter, they were invited to a separate meeting at the Agriculture Training Center, that is ATC, Soiro, that is 22nd to 23rd January 2025, under the impression that the session would address their promotion. Mr. Speaker, that contrary to their expectation and arising from the said Sorio meeting held on 15th July 2025, they were informed that the county intended to regularize their employment by placing them on a new terms and condition of service, which they alleged would review their salaries and job groups downwards. They further stated that their meeting marked the beginning of their dispute that culminated in their eventual dismissal. Mr. Speaker, on 16th October 2025, they were summoned to correct urgent letters which upon correction of their said letters and having read its contents, they noted that it was termination letters
Honorable member, can you come up with the date, the last paragraph that you've read?
Mr. Speaker, I'll read it again. That on 6th October 2025, they were summoned to correct urgent letters, which upon correction of their said letters, and having read its contents, they noted that they were termination letters dated 17th October 2025, Mr. Speaker. That their termination from the employment was effective on 31st July 2025, and they were immediately reinstated into their system on 1st August 2025 under their new terms. Mr. Speaker, despite their employment having been terminated effective 31st July 2025, the petitioner's salaries continued to be paid to September 2025. They were expressed concern that there were allegations that from October 2025, they would be moved from the payroll. They would be removed from the payroll of the county government of Nakuru. Mr. Speaker, that the previous years, that is between 2016 and 2017, the issues surrounding their employment had drawn the attention of other oversight agencies, where some officers were summoned to appear before the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, over allegations of irregular recruitment. They appeared before the EACC through communication from the office of the county secretary. They intimated that they were interrogated. They noted no official communication was overmade to them regarding the outcome. Therefore, they assumed that the matter had been concluded. Mr. Speaker, their termination was irregular and unlawful, and in contravention of the Employment Act 207, the County Governments Act 2012, and the Fair Administration Act 2015. That their prayer before the committee is that they reinstated and their terms of service remain as per their employment letters of 20th January 2014. Mr. Speaker, I'll go through the submission by the department in summary. The Department of Public Service and Devolution, Citizen Engagement, Disaster Management and Humanitarian Assistant, led by Mr. Ambrose Ogeto Ngare. The County Executive Committee, that is the CCM, Mr. Joseph Kibusia, Chief Officer. Public Service and Devolution, Madam Jacqueline Kangogo, the Director, and members can follow in their gadgets. They informed the committee as follows: that the matter before the committee was domiciled in their department, and the documents submitted to their committee in regards to the termination of the employment of 24 officers emanated from them. That the Department of PSTD had initiated a promotion exercise for the said officers and had formally written to the County Public Service Board requesting approval to undertake the process via the letter reference CGN/PSTD/4/18, that is volume 2, that is dated on March 2024. That the department received a letter from NCPB, via letter reference members can follow, which was conducting a suitability test, and the interviews were conducted on the 22nd to 23rd January 2025. And then the department received a letter via CGN, that is volume 3, I'll just go straight, and it was dated 14th July, addressed to the 28 officers to have a meeting at Soiro HC on 15th July 2015 to convince the staff to accept the regularization of their terms and conditions of service. Mr. Speaker, I think members can go through the submission from the departments. They are it's a bit lengthy, and I just paraphrase by the submission by the county the Public Service Board. That the County Public Service Board is mandated by law to appoint persons to hold offices in the County Public Service pursuant to Section 59 of the County Government Act 2012.
Honorable Chair, I want to direct this because you're building a case, and this case, you're on Hansard, and whatever you're saying, it is being captured in Hansard. So I rule that you take us through whatever. This is a submission from the department, so we may want to know what did they submit. So please just take us through the submission.
So, well guided, Mr. Speaker, and I thought because the members are following on the gadget, they can follow the submission.
For the purpose of the record, this is a house of record. For the purpose of record, please just take us through so that it can be captured in Hansard.
So should I continue from 3.3 submission by the Nakuru County Service Board?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Nakuru County Public Service Board, led by Mr. Charles Boy, Chairperson, Mr. Simon Chepchieng Komen, Mr. David Joroge, Madam Lina Rotich, Madam Barire Lekuchura, Mr. Joseph Kimani Njuguna, and Madam Joyce Ndegwa, Secretary to the Board, and its secretaries appear before the committee on 15th October 2015 to adduce evidence on the matter. The board informed the committees as follows. 1, that the County Public Service Board is mandated by law to appoint persons to hold officers in the County Public Service pursuant to Section 59 of the County Government Act 2012. That the Department of PSDD had made a formal request to the board to have some of its staff to be considered by the promotion void letter reference. Mr. Speaker.
Co-Chair, what is the point of information?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to request my co-chair kindly to read page 12, where it is written about whether the department followed the right procedure or not. Kindly. It has a lot of weight there.
Chair, as you understand, the chair is on page 11. He's still in page 11, and he's building his case. So, Chair, Jailak, which page are you reading from? From where I sit, we are in page 11. Chair, Jailak.
So, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm reading the same page.
Page 11.
Yes.
So, the Chair, Labor, you're on page 12. So, we are building a case, We are on page 12, page 11. We are yet to come to page 12.
I heard my co-chair reading about the County Public Service Board, the constitution of it, the members, and that is in page 13.
Chair. Speaker.
Chair, do you have a repetition of page 11 and 13, reading the same thing?
So, Mr. Speaker, I'll still go back to page 12 so that we can flow together with my co-chair. And I'll go to item on whether the department followed due process while dismissing the officers as provided for under Section 41 of the Employment Act 2007. They submitted that indeed the due process had not been followed. When questioned why the officers had continued to receive salaries beyond the effective date of dismissal, that is 31st July 2025, the department explained that the matter was still under discussion, and there had been expectation of a possible resolution between the two parties before payroll adjustments were finalized. The department, however, initiated that the 24 officers had since been removed from the county payroll and would therefore not receive their October salaries, and as instructed by the CCM, PSTD, to the CEO, PSTD, and consequently to the payroll manager on dates remaining ranging between 5th September to 1st October 2025. So, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I will not go through the submission because I had gone there earlier. But there is an important part, that is page 13, bullet 1. That the County Public Service Board is that one I had led. I'll go to Roman 1. That upon purview of the records in the files of the 30 clerical officers appointed in 2014, the board established that the officers did not have an appointment letter by the board. Roman 2, the officers were issued appointment letters by the county secretary and head of public service who appointed them in January 2014. The officers were appointed in job groups lower the entry grade of clerical officers, which is J/GF. Then number 4, the officers were appointed in the listing job groups, that is A, 5 officers in job group J/GC. B, 8 officers in J/G, D, and 17 officers J/GE. And then 22 officers, did not meet the minimum KCSC mean grade for appointment, which is C plain, or its approved equivalent, as per the national schemes of service for the clerical officers 207, which was the prevailing scheme at which time of the appointment. Only 8 officers qualified for the appointment as clerical officers, 2 JGF as the time of appointment, and additionally, 1 officer did not have a KCSC certificate in their file. That the further scrutiny on the process of the recruitment of the clerical officers, further, the board established that there were no records of advertisement on the recruitment process for the said positions. 2, the board was fully constituted and operational at the time of said appointments, yet the appointments were made by county secretary and the head of public service. Having made the above findings, the board resolved to call the individual clerical officers to appear before it for suitability assessment and to enable board verify. A, how they were appointed. 2, the original academic certificate and appointment letters. C, the duties and responsibility for the officers have been assigned to perform since appointment, and the salary and allowances that the officers earned by submission of the 2 current pay slips, which were in months of November and December 2024. The clerical officers were invited to appear before the board on 22nd and July 2025 for a suitability assessment interview through Chief Officer Public Service and Devolution, via letter reference CGN/NCPSB/PSTD/Volume 2 2023, dated on 16th January 2025. 27 officers appeared before the board for the suitability assessment and verify exercise, and 3 officers did not turn up. It was, however, established that 2 clerical officers had retired, while 1 did not attend the suitability assessment without explanation. Mr. Speaker, the findings of the suitability assessment undertaken by the NCP-BSP indicate the following. All the 30 clerical officers were appointed by the office of the county secretary and head of public service in January 2014, without authority of the board, and hence appointment were irregular. 2, the county secretary and head of public service irregularly made the appointments in the defunct local authority salary scale pay group AC instead of salary scales for the staff appointed in county governments of advert of devolution pay group BA. The county secretary, head of public service, arbitrarily appointed the clerical officers in different grades without a clear criterion on where appointments were done in different grades. 4, the appointment for some of the clerical officers was done without regard to the requirement of the scheme of the service for clerical officers 207 as stipulated. Only 8 clerical officers listed made the prescribed minimum qualification for appointment as clerical officers, and B, 19 officers did not meet the prescribed minimum qualification for appointment as clerical officers. And then number 4, the officers have been earning a higher salary as compared to other clerical officers in the same job group appointed by the board. When tasked to explain why they had initially promoted some of the 24 affected officers, yet they claimed to have no document, the board admitted that they had erred in their decision to promote. Mr. Speaker, when tasked to explain why they alleged that the staff were irregularly recruited without proper procedures, such advertisement, yet the NCP BSB, that is the board, dismissed the officers on 31st July 2025 and reappointed them on 1st August 2025 without the said due process of recruitment. They indicate they considered the length of the time the officer had rendered service to the county government of Nakuru. On why 1, Joyce Ndegwa was appearing before the committee as the substantive secretary of the board, yet her term had lapsed on 31st July 2025, and the county had advertised the vacant position of the secretary to the board vide advert number 01/2025, that is /2. She responded that her terms has been extended by the appointing authority. When asked to submit the proof of extension, she responded that she would submit by 5 p.m. on 5th October 2025. However, up to date, the proof has never been submitted to the Assembly.
Chair, go back on the time. The time was 5?
I'll just go through it again, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
When asked to submit the proof of extension, she responded that she would submit by 5 p.m. on 15th October 2025. However,
yes, you had said 5th October. That is correct. Continue.
Mr. Speaker, I'll go to 3.4, the submission by the county secretary, that is Mr. Mwaura, that is the head of public service. Mr. Mwaura appeared before the committee on 15th October 2025 to adduce evidence on the matter. He informed the committee as follows: that he was briefed by the County Public Service Board regarding the matter following a request for promotion of the affected 24 officers by the Department of PSTD. Mr. Speaker, thereafter, he received a letter from NCPSB, a void letter that reference CGN/NCPSB/CS volume 2, that is 30, dated 28th July 2025, informing the department on the findings of the suitability interviews. Mr. Speaker, having received the recommendation from the board on the matter, he sent an advisory to the Department of PSTD via the letter reference CGN/CS PS and D, that is volume 2 of 158, that was dated August 2025, to act on the recommendations of the board via letter CGN/NCPB/CS, that is volume 230, dated 28th July 2025. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I'll go to the committee findings. Upon considering evidence adduced by the petitioners, the responses from the Department of Public Service and Devolution, Citizen Engagement, Disaster Management, and Humanitarian Assistance, Nakuru County Public Service Board, and the County Secretary, and careful examination of the document presented, the committee makes the following observations and findings. Number one, whereas the termination letters were dated 31st July 2025, new letters of offer with revised terms of employment, that is the salary revised downwards, were issued on 1st August 2025, contrary to Section 10(5) of the Employment Act of 2007. 2. The purported regularization process amounted to new recruitment exercise that had not been formally advertised, competitively conducted, or gazetted as required by the law. The committee therefore expressed concern that the board appeared to rectify an irregularity while committing another. Mr. Speaker, part 3 of our findings and observation. Nakuru County Public Service Board was not fully constituted as 1st August 2025 when the said board purported to have issued new offer letters of employment to 24 officers. As such, the letters are null and void ab initio as secretary to the board, one Joyce Ndegwa, who issued the advisory to PSTD, and 4 other members had vacated office because of expiry of their terms pursuant to Section 58(4) of the County Government Act of 2012. Mr. Speaker, the department acknowledged having failed to adhere to the due process as provided for under Section 41 of the Employment Act, that is number 11 of 2007, in the dismissal of 24 officers in question. 5, that certain officers being among the 24 whose matters were under consideration by the committees had on adverse dates been promoted by NCPSB, that is the board, notwithstanding the board's own assertion that it did not process the requisite recruitment and employment records of the said officers. The board subsequently considered having erred in effecting the said promotion. Number 6, Mr. Speaker, that all the 24 officers were employed under the defunct local authority salary scales pay group AC. The committee therefore noted that employment of the said officers was conducted during the transition period, and thus the context of the appointment should be assessed within that framework. Number 7, that out of the 30 officers employed on 20th January 2014, 2 officers had retired from the cohort and received their full pension package. 2 officers were seconded to the national government. 1 was transferred to another county. 1 accepted the new terms of employment, and the rest 24 officers petitioned the county assembly on their termination from the service. Number 8, while appearing before the committee, 1, Joyce Ndegwa informed the committee that she was a substantive secretary to the board. However, her term had lapsed pursuant to the provisions of Section 54(4) of the County Government Act 2012, which had promoted the county government to advertise the vacant position of secretary to the NCPB via advert number 01/2025/02. Number 9, that the committee noted that the principle of legitimate expectation as provided for under Article 47 of the Constitution and Section 4 and 7.2 of the Fair Administration Action Act 2015 was undermined, considering that the officers had served for more than 10 years. Mr. Speaker, the report has been adopted, and with your permission, Mr. Speaker, I'll go to the committee's resolutions. Arising from the committee's observations and findings, the Joint Committee makes the following resolutions. Number 1, that upon the submission of the House resolutions on the report of the Joint Committee on Labor, Gender and Social Services and Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, the terms of service and employment status of the 24 officers should remain as 30th July 2015 for avoidance of doubt, and the status quo to remain.
Please read it again for the purpose of the answered. Read the dates clearly.
For that is our resolution number 1 as a joint committee, that upon the submission of the House resolutions on the report of the Joint Committee on Labor, Gender and Social Services and Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, the terms of service and employment status of the 24 officers should remain as 30th July 2025, and for the avoidance of doubt, the status quo to remain. 2, that the county executive, upon receipt of the resolutions of the Joint Committee on Labor, Gender and Social Services and Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, should immediately withdraw the purported dismissal letters and correct any other anomalies arising therefrom, and report to the Assembly within 7 days on their compliance of Resolution 1 above. 3, the Committee on Labor, Gender and Social Services should investigate the circumstances under which 1, Joyce Ndegwa holds the position of Secretary to the County Public Service Board in view of Section 58(4) of the County Government Act 2012 within 14 days from the date of adoption of this report by the House. Mr. Speaker, that was the report, and I will request that members should pass these reports so that the concerned departments will take over for, this case. And Mr. Speaker, you know, several reports has been coming to this assembly, and they has not been acted on. So I would request, with your permission, the stipulated resolution should be adhered to with immediate effect, so that the 24 officers will be able to go back to their respective jobs, because, Mr. Speaker, you know, those people are suffering. I would wish to thank both committees for their sacrifices to make this report, and also thank my co-chair for sacrificing her time and all the energies required to produce such a report. To the members, I salute you. You have done me great, because this report required your intervention, and to the entire County Assembly of Nakuru, many thanks for this report.
Chair,
and
I'll give you another time to conclude on that. Now it's your time now to...
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm heading to secondment, yes, and I will request my sister to second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Who is your sister here?
I will request Honorable Grace Mwadhi, my sister from Bahati, to second.
Okay. Honorable Grace from Bahati.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, my co-chair, for taking us through well. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to second this report and motion about the 24 young men who were terminated illegally. And it is very much unfortunate, Mheshimiwa Speaker, because this matter came as a county importance, which was brought by Mheshimiwa Wajef. And thank you, I can see him there. I thought that he was not in because he normally sits at that side. I wanted to fire him a little bit, but I'm glad that he's around because it is always good for him to hear, although it is the motion belongs to the House, but because he's the one who brought the motion, it is good for him to hear about the recommendations. Mr. Speaker, sir, as we are told by my co-chair, these employees were 30 initially, and 2 of them retired. This report says very well. And those who retired got their pension fully. And that is where we ask ourselves, why were they paid if they are not legally employed by the county government of Nakuru? They could not have been paid. 2 of them were seconded to the national government, and 2 of them were transferred to other counties. And the 24 remained working in our county. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to also touch on something that is very, very, very crucial, because when the County Public Service Board was asked, they said that those people, the process that was used was not adequate. So it is always good for them to be straight. Another thing that has raised here is about the unconstituted board from the County Public Service Board, which was there, and that time they were terminating these members. Their days and their contract had lapsed. And the 4 members who are vetted by this committee, by this House legally, and they were vetted by the Labor Gender Committee, were vetted and sworn in on 9th of October. So when the letters were given on 1st August, that the board was not well constituted because it had -4 members. And the 2 who remained could do nothing about the same. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say that I agree with this report, and I support the report and the motion that these people, as the 2 committees have said, with immediate effect, let them be taken back to where they work, let them have their schemes of duties, and with all due respect, because they are people from this county, they don't come from anywhere else, they are our voters, they come from here, we are behind them, that they must be taken back regardless the letters, regardless what has happened, and this should take place immediately, and the time that have been given, we shall be here waiting. And Mr. Speaker, sir, this time round, let us not swallow our words, because this is a house of rules, and we are here to do what is right and what is before us. And for now, this report and this motion, we are with it, and we must run with it, and these people must be taken back to their duties. Thank you.
Honorable Grace, yours was to second. Are you seconding or you are supporting?
Yes, I second.
Okay. Thank you so much. Members, that motion has been seconded. Now I want to propose that this House adopts the reports of the Joint Committees on Labor, Gender, Youth and Social Welfare, and Justice and Legal Affairs on the inquiry into the alleged irregular termination of the employment of the 24 county executive officers in the county government of Nakuru as laid on the table of this Honorable House during today's morning session. The motion is now open for debate. Honorable Wajef, and then Honorable Wadhiai, in that order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I start by recommending the committees that have undergone this vigorous report. And Mr. Speaker, being the person who brought this matter of county importance, one, I can say that I'm very much glad and happy as the report resolutions have given the 24 members to be brought back to their job. And Mr. Speaker, one thing I've noted is that the same board that gave the members, or the 24 members, the promotion, is the same board that they are just giving the illegality of employing these members. Mr. Speaker, also I have noted that there are members who are employed by this board who have retired, Mr. Speaker. If at all they retired, and maybe when they were given their dues, I much recommend the recommendations of the committee, and I'm much happy that they have really struggled to come with the resolutions. And Mr. Speaker, I would wish, as the chair has declared, is that this report should be adopted and implemented immediately, Mr. Speaker, so that the stress that is with these members is reduced, Mr. Speaker, and they come back to their work and give the services to the people of Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, I stand here to adopt the report and to request the members of this House that we pass this motion so that immediately these members can be reinstated. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Jeff, before you sit, are you adopting the report or you are supporting the report?
Yes, I'm really and 100% supporting the report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Wadhiai from Shabab.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I'd like to commend the committee for a job well done, including my chair, Jailak, and the honorable member for Bahati, Honorable Mwadhi. They have really done a very commendable job. Mr. Speaker, when this matter came to this House, it really made us, some of us who worked with the municipal council, under the municipal council and the county government, feel really sad, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if I just take you through what I went through after I resigned from my position at the county government. For 5 years, I had to hustle. I had loans when I resigned that I was not able to pay. So it really, my life really was taken aback, Mr. Speaker. And I did not like any other staff of the county government to go what I went through for those 5 years, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, if these termination letters were effected, Mr. Speaker, it would have taken 30 families aback from their life, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I stand here very hopeful, knowing that they're going to get their job positions back, they're going to receive their salaries, and they are going to continue living their life. They'll be able to pay their rent, they'll be able to take their children to school. That is basically what them working for the county government and assisting the county government to provide services to our people entails, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this report and pray that they will continue doing their jobs with due diligence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Roberts from Amalo, then Honorable Hassan. From this side, we'll have Mheshimiwa from Viwandani, and then we cross on the other side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I rise to support, first of all, let me sincerely thank the Joint Committee on Labor, Gender, Social Service, and Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs for a wonderful job well done. Mr. Speaker, sir, as said by the earlier speakers, this is a very serious issue, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to touch on some few issues because this is something which has been going on over several years. Mr. Speaker, sir, out of these people, I picked something that two retired. Two was seconded to the national government. Two transferred their services to other counties. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is very amazing to give a termination letter to somebody who has retired. On which basis? And of course, as said earlier, the same public service board are the people who are clearing the staff to retire. I don't want to go in detail, Mr. Speaker, sir. I've seen the submission from the Public Service Board, submission by the Ministry of Nakuru Public Service and Devolution, County Service Board. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've seen a raft of recommendations which are very, very, very good by the committee. The only issue, Mr. Speaker, sir, we must stress is that as they come back, the terms and services, the terms of service and employment status of the 24 staff should remain as the time they were stopped on 30th July this year. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to support.
Honorable Hassan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, first of all, is to take this opportunity to sincerely thank the two co-chairs. I also sit in the Committee on Labor, chaired by Honorable Grace, and the committee working together with the Committee on JLAC, chaired by Mheshimiwa Murage, because as a committee, we've done a beautiful job, and I thank them for leading us, always, and showing us the way. Mr. Speaker, this is a very emotive matter. It is a matter that touches on the life of the people, lives of the citizens of Nakuru, lives of the young people in Nakuru County. Mr. Speaker, some of these people, some of these young men and women, I know them at a personal level. I've known them for a very long time, and some of them have even attended their weddings. So it is people that I know them at a very close level. Mr. Speaker, story has been told that these people were employed in 20th January 2014, through an appointment letter by the then county secretary, who used to work for Nakuru County government and is the head of public service. That should be noted very clearly. It was not someone who came from outside. He was not just a layman person. He was not just a, a manamba or someone who walks around the street. He was the county secretary of Nakuru and head of public service. So that means he had authority to employ these people. This was someone who was working in the government. Mr. Speaker, some of these people have since been promoted. Some of them have since been seconded to the national government. Some of them have been retired, are already retired. And when they left their job, Mr. Speaker, they were given pension. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm still wondering, I heard one of my colleagues saying that how did the board pay pension to these people, and they knew very well that they were, they were employed irregularly, as they say. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to take much of your time, but Mr. Speaker, there are two things that are very important. I've gone through the recommendations and observations because I sat in the committee. Mr. Speaker, if you go to page 12, the recommendations from the public service team, the public service management, the executive level, told this House clearly that the 24 officers have since been removed from the county payroll. Mr. Speaker, that is not a matter that this House should take lightly. We should also demand, Mr. Speaker, from the PSM that these people should be given back, or they should be taken back to their payroll so that they can still continue earning salary. Mr. Speaker, that is something that is very important. I think it should not run away from our eyes. Something else that, Mr. Speaker, caught my eyes in the submissions by the Public Service Board is that when they were tasked to explain why they had initially promoted some of the 24 officers, yes, they had claimed that there are no documents. Mr. Speaker, these people, in the eyes of all these members, admitted that they made a mistake. That is not something that this House should take it clearly. Mr. Speaker, as I finish, today in the committee level, Mr. Speaker, I was telling our chairs, the two co-chairs, that this House should not give recommendations. This House should give orders. This House should give instructions. This House should tell them what is supposed to be done. Mr. Speaker, we don't want recommendations. These people should be given back their job within 7 days. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Hassan. I now give it to Honorable Moraya from the Wandani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And first of all, I want to thank the joint committee chaired by Honorable Murage and Honorable Grace Mwadhi, and also from your side of office and all the clerks who have facilitated all this. So I just want to congratulate you. It is evident, Honorable Speaker, that we are dealing with a matter that is very sensitive. I can imagine when we were going through, I was imagining that among the 24 members who are given letters of termination would have been a resident of Kehoto in Naivasha now, or somewhere from Elgeyo Marakwet, where they are friends, and the trauma that could have been going through. But again, as we were listening to those members, they also told us that some of them couldn't come to this assembly because already they were sick and they were in the hospital. And yet, the Public Service Board admitted that they performed an error. The county secretary also admitted there was an error. And everyone who came before this committee admitted that there were errors that were performed by the county government of Nakuru through those appointing officers. I just want to recommend, to ask, as my brother has said here, we are House of Rules, and we have standing orders, and we have powers as per committee that is equivalent to that of High Court. And as my colleague had indicated during the deliberation, we are here to give orders. And Honorable Chair, when we pass any bill here, it is upon the executive to implement, not to go and lead the recommendations. So I just want to echo my brother here. It is orders implement, not to look to the recommendation and come back here. It is to implement. So their work is to implement. So as a house, and the powers we have, we are giving them orders and instructions that these families should be brought back to their possessions, and if need be, if there was there is someone who needed promotion, should also be promoted with immediate effect. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I now move to my left, Honorable Majority Leader. I'll come back to you because I had already said I'm going to Senior Member Karanja, and then you'll allow me to go back to our Majority Leader. I'll give it back to you, members. So in that order, Senior Karanja.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and the House. Number one, let us thank the committee, the two joint committee for the work well done. Mr. Speaker, I know you have listened to the chair presenting that story. Mr. Speaker, when you look at the thesis to the antithesis, when you look at the chronology of events, three things comes to mind. Number one, Mr. Speaker, and there is a clear, and Mr. Speaker, if you juxtapose that one to the three resolutions, I know members will check at.
Mr. Speaker, this is the House of Rules.
What is it, Honorable from Dondori?
Mheshimiwa Karanja is not in a good decorum.
What do you mean by good decorum?
Mr. Speaker, in terms of the code of dressing, Mheshimiwa Karanja from Naivasha should have a tie. I think that is the rule of this House.
Do you have our whips with us to confirm that? Sergeant, can you confirm that he's in?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker. You know, we are not using the tie to debate.
No, this is a house of order. Please confirm. We'll just give him time.
Instruction.
Honorable Karanja, are you in Dukaram? Can you stand? I see. Yes. Where was it? Because I did not see. Next time, honorable members, please be dressed to the occasion. This is a house of order. And because you are on the floor, yes, I just want to give it back to you, prosecute your case, and then thank you, Honorable from Dondori, for that observation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I also thank Honorable from Dondori because he is an academic major on simplicity. Mr. Speaker, I was talking about three things. When you clearly scrutinize the chronology of the story that has been told to us by the chair, Justice, it adds to the thesis, to the antithesis. And when you also look at what the honorable the two committees, the resolution that they came up with, Mr. Speaker, there are three clear things that we must address as a House. Number one, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the resolution, there is a clear abuse of office. Mr. Speaker, look at the whole chronology. What we deduce from it is, one, there is an abuse of office. Mr. Speaker, two, there is a constitutional breach. If you look, and I will be able to express that one, there is a constitutional breach. Number three, Mr. Speaker, when you look at the actions, both of the boards, both the board and the public service, there is what is called constitutional gerrymandering. Mr. Speaker, if you look at that one, there is also what we can say, there is a constitutional meandering. And the last one, Mr. Speaker, you see, is that they tried to somersault, Mr. Speaker, and then they looked clueless. Mr. Speaker, let us explain from that too. Mr. Speaker, the 24 clerks that we are dealing with were hired in January 2014. You have been told, and that's why, Mr. Speaker, after this debate of these people, the people who should face the guarantee, they are the public service members and those who work with the public service, those who gave the letter. Mr. Speaker, number one, the 24 you have been told have been paid. Mr. Speaker, from that story, the Public Service Board has been there. It had not visited Mecca. It was there throughout. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, you have been told that they have been paid people who, after a second thought, they thought that they were illegally hired. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, there was abuse of money. That how do you pay people that you have concluded were not hired professionally? So, Mr. Speaker, that is one. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the dismissal, and I don't know why the House is taking some phrases simply, the Public Service Board confessed that it did not, that both the Public Service Board and the department confessed that they did not dismiss these people procedurally. What do you do to people who are using the office to fire people and procedurally? The other one, Mr. Speaker, the purported hiring. Mr. Speaker, we have been told here that the department fired in one line and also hired in the other. Mr. Speaker, where have you seen that? Even from a kindergarten, even from people who are tabula rasa in terms of thinking. Mr. Speaker, that one cannot happen. You cannot fire and then hire in the next sentence. That because you never collected the letter, I have fired you. Now, because you have fired, I have also rehired you because you have collected. It cannot happen. In actual sense, even from the dreamland, it cannot happen. Mr. Speaker, the other thing that I have seen as we adopted this report, and you look at the resolution, Mr. Speaker, I want you to go to the resolutions. Number one in those resolutions is that the constitutional breach. One, the Public Service Board fired people whom they had been paid throughout. Number two, somebody who is the secretary to the board, when the term ends, she somehow rehires herself through a letter that she never provided. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether the members are getting. In one sentence, the board hires and then, fires and then hires. The secretary to the board, the term ends and then she rehires herself. Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with the chameleon. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, I want the House, after we have done what we should do, we should now consider those people taking action to those people who have done a constitutional breach and have abused the office. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a very serious debate. And because it is serious, that's why you saw a member from Udodori trying to distract me from talking, because constitutionally, Mr. Speaker, I think the board should be taken. And then, Mr. Speaker, at that particular time, if you look at the letter after that first, that letter of August 1, it is being written by somebody whose term has also ended. Mr. Speaker, are you getting what we are dealing with really? You know, Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with the people who are not serious, people who are academically dwarf, Mr. Speaker, people who are pedestrian in thinking, and Mr. Speaker, people who are taking this house for granted. So what is my recommendation as their recommendation? Mr. Speaker, I don't think, as Honorable Duale has said, why should we be soothing people who have broken the Constitution? You know, that's why I'm wondering that we are making a recommendation. Why are you making a recommendation from a constitutional breach? Mr. Speaker, what should happen is that this House should resolve that those people who did an anomaly, and they have accepted the anomaly, the legal procedure should be taken. Mr. Speaker, I have seen resolution 3 that we are saying, look at the resolution 3, and then you will laugh if you are a legal, if you are somebody with a legal mind, that somebody has herself, and then we are telling, can we investigate whether you read yourself? What is that? So, Mr. Speaker, what we should say is that the resolution 3 should be made a little bit stronger. That person should not be in office, same as the board itself that did that. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is good. I really thank the chair. You have really done good, because you have tried to deal with a constitutional dragon. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, as you start there, this is a report that should not only be left to the executive, it should also go to the ethics and anti-corruption. And those people who have done this, Mr. Speaker, this assembly should take the necessary legal remedy so that nobody, can you imagine, Mr. Speaker, somebody firing the people, 24, unafukuza watu bila kujua. Mr. Speaker, I think if you know the spirit of the devil, that was one.
Thank you, Honorable Karanja. I now pass it to our majority leader, and then I'll give it to Mheshimiwa from Dondori, and then Mheshimiwa Michael, and then lastly, to this, I'll give it to Mheshimiwa, the special elect.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Yes. I'll be so brief. I want to commend the joint committees for this report. Indeed, this report has actually enlightened us of quite a number of things that are happening in the offices. I am really saddened that our public offices have actually been abused over a length of time. And as a house that has its very important role of oversight, I think we are up to the task to really look into this report and even go further to investigate whatever happenings that are taking place in the public offices. Just as my colleagues have said, Mr. Speaker, there is a lot of abuses in the offices. People have actually used their offices politically to their advantage and to the disadvantage of others. And it's a high time that we actually take in a step to ensure that we correct the mess. I've been handling quite a number of side cases reports in my office, the office of the majority leader. And surprisingly, Mr. Speaker, I got a case that was brought to the office, dated back to the deferred county governments, where some people were also terminated. And they've actually been fighting for justice way back from around 2007 to date. They've never been given justice. a team that is led by somebody from Naivasha called Hassan Godana. There are some ECD teachers, again, who are denied an opportunity to serve Nakuru County, almost through the very, very same process. And they've been fighting for their rights for over 20 years. Recently, you can remember, Mr. Speaker, sir, we were also debating on some 5 members of an enforcement committee. And this House, with a lot of strength, passed a resolution that these people be reinstated. But unfortunately, to date, those people were in our offices the other day demanding for reinstatement. We've talked with a lot of strength, but my big question now, Mr. Speaker, is what we are going to make as a resolution today, will it be implemented? That's my greatest concern. Or it will be maneuvered politically to an extent that there will be no action, there will be no help for these 24 people. I like the recommendations that have been made by the committee. They are quite nice and very clear, and the objective for actually looking into the rights of individuals has actually been observed, but my greatest fear is, will this see the light of the day? So I want to believe that going forward, because this House is strong enough, have all the legal packings, something has to be done, and particularly on the implementation matter, so that at least these people can actually get assistance from us. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
So, the majority leader, listening you keenly, what is your take? Are you supporting the reports, or you are doubting the implementation aspect? What is your stand?
I have said, Mr. Speaker, sir, that I really admire the reports. I supported the reports, but I doubt whether it will be implemented.
What is it, Senior Karanja?
Mr. Speaker, it is good that you listen keenly to that line of thought. You know, the Assembly and the committee is a quasi-judicial. If it is a quasi-judicial, nobody should doubt the implementation aspect. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, you cannot sit there and swallow any thinking that the implementation will not be done. Because in this assembly, there is also an implementation committee. Therefore, let us tell the majority the truth, the hard truth, is that he is also the majority of this House. Therefore, it is upon him, Mr. Speaker, to stretch his cognitive ability to push, and push for that. Therefore, you should not doubt in the assembly, it's doubting yourself. Do not be a Judas.
So, Majority Leader, you should not doubt the authority of this honorable House.
Mr. Speaker, yes. Mr. Speaker, sir, by and large, I have not doubted the House. I have doubted the implementation on the other side. How?
Okay, let me stop at that. You've already prosecuted your case. No. I want to close that chapter because.
Mr. Speaker.
No.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that's a
he has already advocated that he is supporting.
No, Mr. Speaker. You see, that is a very serious matter. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader.
You should talk through
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Hassan, sit down. I'm the Speaker. I'll give you time to talk. This is not a market. You should be orderly. And I want to rule this. The majority leader, you've given your view, but you've been directed by Senior Karanja that you should not doubt this House. We are doing whatever it is there for us under the Constitution of Kenya. And as you prosecute your case, just have confidence on the Constitution of Kenya. That's where we derive our powers. So I want to give it to Honorable from
Mr. Speaker.
Ndondori.
Mr. Speaker, it's very important, this one. It's a burning issue, Mr. Speaker.
So who has the burning issue? Is it Karanja or Hassan?
Mr. Karanja has already spoken, Mr. Speaker. It is very important that you also give me a chance, Mr. Speaker, to pass this information.
And it's very important for you to listen to the chair. I'll give you a chance once Honorable from Dondori, I will give you, you will be
Mr. Speaker,
coming after. Just hold the thought.
It is
Just hold
useless.
the thought. Honorable Mwangi from Dondori.
Mr. Speaker, I don't need another chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this report and support the motion, and also to recommend the committee, the joint committee led by our chair, Honorable Grace Mwathi, and our senior counsel, Honorable Elijah Murage. Mr. Speaker, this report is a very good report, and also the recommendation. Bearing in mind that this is we are talking about a humanity, people who have been laid off their jobs, their daily allowances have been cut, leaving these people at a vulnerable point. Mr. Speaker, the way that termination was carried out is irregular and carried out by irregular people. Bearing in mind that the so-called, the secretary to the board, his times had lapsed, the term of 6 years. Mr. Speaker, deducting and reducing the salary of a person, and there's still the aspect of planning on his budget, only to cut his budget, salary once. That, Mr. Speaker, is a very grieved occasional thing to do as to a humanity. Mr. Speaker, the other thing, because I believe there's other avenues that was up to be carried in terms of reducing maybe the issue was the wage bill. There's other avenues to look at so that to cut the wage bill, like retrenchment, the attrition. Mr. Speaker, I want even to go a further step, because the so-called secretary to this board, his term and time has elapsed for 6 years, and he's the one who was calling out this laying off of these 24 staffs. Mr. Speaker, the secretary to this assembly, this board, is like the same way the Karanja was doing. He was not in the column, and he wasn't to hear the views here. So we have a lot of irregularity here, Mr. Speaker.
How is it relevant? How is it relevant that Mr. Karanja? Okay, have you prosecuted?
Mr. Karanja wanted to carry a very good point without a good decorum. Mr. Speaker, I support the motion.
No, it's now time for Honorable Jenga. No. Jenga, according to what I had directed, is Jenga, and then Honorable Lois.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. First of all, it's commend both committees, Justice and Legal and Labor, for this report. Mr. Speaker, if you look at this report, it is not even something that you're supposed to be discussing for long. If you check the submissions of the executive and the board, they themselves confessed and agreed that they terminated the 24 employees on 31st July 2025. They said that the due process was not followed. They continued paying these people from July 31st until October, when the other letter came for stopping payment. You cannot fire someone and continue paying them. You cannot be the same person who fired them and you're in office illegally. So, Mr. Speaker, on this, even giving them 7 days is grace. These people should go back to work immediately. And the person who continued, the person who continued paying them after writing a dismissal letter should be surcharged. That is public money. You don't fire someone and decide if you'll pay them or not, pending a discussion. The same person who wrote the advisory to dismiss these people should be charged, because that is an illegality in itself. And you cannot be a house of rules and we still stand here and discuss illegalities. Mr. Speaker, there's also another issue that I'd really like to address here. I know these recommendations will all be implemented. And in the implementation of these recommendations, can there be no intimidation on anyone? These 24 people who were fired illegally came to this house to seek intervention, and the house has made a decision. There should not be any intimidation. There should not be any transfers. The recommendations are clear: to remain status quo. So if they're reporting within that 7 days, let us be sure and let them explain in details that no one has been transferred and show proof, and no one was intimidated. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, it will be very unfair if these people are reinstated, transferred, or intimidated. They're supposed to be reinstated unconditionally. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Lois.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing me this time to also give my submission. And I'll start by commending the two committees that did this report. I'm going to be very brief, Mr. Speaker, sir. These people, the 24 we are talking about, the report seeks to reinstate, were dismissed on the account of being appointed irregularly. Now, my argument is this. Those who dismissed them said the appointment was done on irregularity. And then to dismiss them, they commit another irregularity. I'm wondering what they were applying here, what line of thinking they were applying. This is not like mathematics, where you say negative plus negative is equal to positive, or where you say two wrongs make a right. And secondly, if they were being dismissed on the basis of the appointment being irregular, these people did not employ themselves. Why are you visiting innocent people to punish them for the wrongs committed by the board? So the punishment should go to the right people, not these innocent employees, because they never employed themselves. They just got their jobs and so forth. And then the reappointment, the letter of the reappointment was coming with a reduced salary. I'm wondering which law they applied, because it is against the labor laws. So I stand with the committee that these people should be reinstated, and the status quo remains as at 31st July 2025, meaning that their salaries remain the same as at 31st July. Those promoted, their promotion remains the same. And those who are yet to be promoted, the terms and conditions for promotion remain the same. And from the report, we have also read that these people have not been paid their October salary. So once their names have been reinstated in the payroll, they must be paid their salaries even in arrears. The October salary must be paid. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So I want to give it back to the mover.
Mr. Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Karanji?
Maybe, Mr. Speaker, point of information, because this one has come on issues of implementation. Mr. Speaker, it is clear, and the majority And I think the majority should be told that if the executive does not implement, you summon them. And then it is the prerogative of this house to impeach. And I wonder how you are a majority, if you cannot understand basic.
Continue the mover.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Indeed, I'm very grateful for the support accorded to me, to both committees from the members. And I'll quote Isaiah 1, chapter 17, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed. So, Mr. Speaker, I will once again urge the members to pass these resolutions in totality, and God is going to bless them because they have done us great. And to the majority leader, to stop casting aspersions. In fact, you know, the chairman, Jairak, is a no-nonsense man, and this resolution must be passed. Otherwise, kuna watu watakipata kidogo. Asante, Mr. Speaker.
We don't want to take that as a threat. Chair, I think it was on a lighter note. It is not a threat to anyone.
It is not a threat, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, you should not threaten anyone. So, members, I want to thank you for that engaging session that we've had. And I want to put it now to question that this House adopts the reports of the Joint Committees on Labor and Gender, Youth and Social Welfare, and Justice and Legal Affairs on the inquiry into the alleged irregular termination of the employment of the 24 county executive officers in the county government of Nakuru, as laid on the table of this Honorable House today morning, and it has been debated. So, as many of the same opinion say aye. Aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, those are the orders of the sitting.
Honorable members, let's stand, because this House stands adjourned until next week on Tuesday, the morning session. Thank you.